Hello, viewers and subscribers. You're welcome back again. This is BVI Channel 1 Matters Arising. I am Asu Channel Peters, your host. This is a live interactive section, and it is the part 2 of what we have been discussing since yesterday, the insecurity in Igbo land, that is the southeast part of Nigeria, and the internal war of supremacy within the IPOB. And we've been analyzing the security situation. We've been looking into it, what could be the root cause and the possible solutions to it, because this is not what the southeastern people bargained for. And I must tell you that until we as a people would stand up to it and bring it to a stop, nobody will do that for us. And part of it is by us, exchanging ideas and views, opinions as to how we can best possibly curb the menace of insecurity and continuous rise in criminal activities. And today we will continue on the program by bringing you some of the development and high points of what we are analyzing from. Talking about the Simeon as autopilots, continuous outrage, and also their continuous agitation with hope and belief that they are carrying out the aspiration and instruction of Nnamdi Kanu, whereas the ones that the DOS and the barrister of Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of them, including the family of Nnamdi Kanu, are of this different opinion that Simeon Ekpa is not working for Nnamdi Kanu or for his interest. Okay, now the question is, this war of supremacy, what are we into, and how are we going to get ourselves out of it? What we are into today is we see people killing themselves, threatening the general public that if you come out, they kill you, the rising kidnapping cases and other violent crimes that are happening. And some people are of the opinion that these criminal activities, the ritual activities, the kidnapping, the assassination, the all manner of crimes that we are witnessing in the Southeast is not connected to this IPOB internal war of supremacy. But the video you are going to watch will also help us to analyze better and understand better what they are doing so far to outdo each other, to establish their supremacy over the other. And the receiving ends are the innocent citizens of Igbo land, Ndi Igbo, and Igbo land generally. We are bleeding. So let us quickly take this highlight very briefly, coined from some of these their social media handles and activities and broadcasts and the rest of them. Particularly myself, I don't listen to it, but for the benefit of this very program and sensitization, and also to give our people the opportunity to air the opinion, I'll try as much as possible to keep this program brief, because it is already late. As you know, we are still talking about insecurity in Igbo land, and I'm reaching you from Igbo land. So let me quickly bring you that video of some of their activities and their voice notes, their calls, and whatever, so that you can analyze by yourself and be able to, you can call us when we come back and open up the lines for you to tell us what you think, what you make out of the whole scenario. So when I come right back, we will continue from where I stopped. Don't go away.
Salam to many people. what Chinasa did or he planned to did. Now another person I think I'm nano Jana League senior one knee console. I didn't know the person, but unfortunately when I got in a guy with a serious age imagine my investigation of matter. Don't know Janania one knee console, OT console lady by here, or Yapo, Nozo, or Jahi console, or Robo, Mother Jahi console, Mayana Pashidera, Bumume, young one knee console. Ameziale, Lesian, and always you money console direct. Kuchikaila Madu, Chikaila Madu, Lelia. Mano de Panema de Panindo, one mapo, Jahi console, Papa, you query Lumo, Mona, Mamma, Ibo, less Molana de Minute, or Afadam Nanya. Not Meti, Mulike Pota, Izuzu, such a term. Gana, Ajaja, one Kataila, Gaiga Potawapa, Akogili. Another person now, a bit last year, no Ashija, he goes a threat, Onobola, which can give the one with the checker, image and a bomba, Kaila Maduji, to go Makuna Maka, Tanalu, Mudukuna Potahara, Akako. Another person is Shukanga in the league. A show Jonyo Jagaleague, Angania Madam, Chapata Mad, the Mediterranean Mad, Maya Matapanonio. Pusiba, Lian one day console, Junior Brody console. Then, Mohana Hana Bushri again, Hana Bushi, and Madam. Not a surprise you were a tenants and Worish will lie, or what you part. But was he, Juma? The Kanum, she said the voice here now. So it's a very long story. I get more lead number Chinasa Woro, a Pogodia, all of Chinasa, Kamania, Kuana, Mona Moya, Oriane, Ojiri, Puchapa, even though Chupada of the Big College. That one is evil.
Okay.
So the young Orane, Pogodia, Joy, how come the report of Mionani? What do you may head in? All the Anugudi, Lonia, Shilonia, one day, Onobla Lejan, Kosaka fellows.
Now we're just a group, so we should not listen to them. Nor how the main people in the DOC Ecuador. So from there we know that these people in Dazurazo, the dead man squad of China Sangoru alias Muhammad Abbas of Kuwait. So, and we are not part of them. And the none of Aruchuku indigene will participate, even the commander. Because all of them are doing all this thing out of ignorance. We will call the commander to come to Aruchuku, then we will address it because Aruchuku cannot be attached with anybody. Aruchuku is a local government in Abia State, Biafra land. And the headquarters of Aruchuku local government is in Aruchuku. Aruchuku local government comprises of Ututuihe and Aba and Aruchuku. All will they make up Aruchuku local government. And Aruchuku, I can't get Aruchuku may attach with any place. So anyway, commander, Aruchuku commander, Aruchuku people will be carried along. All that day, I that in a commander from Aruchuku. We were shocked. Now, no time why when Aruchuku Gano, I seen him with commander, and we don't know about it until that day, the 14th day of September 2022. Anyị ga-ahụzi anyị sị na anyị na ha ga-enwe meeting which the onwere nke a kpọrọ local government coordinator ọ kpọrọ m about 2 days ago nsi ya I want to see him in Aruchuku. I want us to have a meeting so that we will educate them that na ndị awụ ndị Chinasa Nworu from iji fight ya our men and onweghị nkịta tara Biafra na-adị ogologo ndụ. Nkịta ọ na-atara Biafra ahụ anaghị akpakọ ya ọnụ. So we are not part of the dead man squad. Because the quest for ESM mere anyị ji gaa. Now, but today, by the grace of God, we are going to organize ourselves and then move forward. Because that day they condemned Simon Ekpa, they condemned the autopilot, which make many of us begin to murmur. Many of us begin to murmur. But many did not understand. They believe that those groups that are fighting for the freedom of Biafra, not knowing they are going to use them as a sacrificial lamb, which Arochukwu will not be part of them. So I have our woman leader to let the world know and to let the autopilot know that we were among them to know exactly what was going on. Those people were not more than 96 people. They were doing that thing to use it to deceive people. So that
So go and search your conscience, all of you.
All of you, search it.
And ask yourself, am I ready for this battle?
Am I ready for
we are in a very dangerous phase of the battle.
Okay.
Battle of hearts and minds.
All right.
No, there is something. Is this how Biafra is going to be? It will be a dictatorship. It will be this. And I have told them I will not be the head of state. Oh.
All right. Now, you have just listened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which all of them are following. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they never followed him. It was all deception. Now, and the multitude doesn't need to fight for this freedom and get it. Only the chosen ones will fight it. All we need from you is your support, financially and otherwise. Now, I want to commend those who are repenting. I want to commend those who have now come to realize that all the blackmail against Simon Ekpa, they are all lies and propaganda, and they are repenting. So this is one of them. If you repent, we will play your voice.
They found out what freedom fighting. They found out what freedom fighting. Okay, I be the freedom. Because Simon, I'm sorry.
All right.
Officially, anima, don't put your blog. Madam, about Madame Atam, because I believe Akuka, and Aka from Bobna.
Okay.
Calculate go.
You're welcome back. This is still BVI Channel 1. We are still on Matters Arising. And we are talking about the insecurity in the Southeast and the best possible way to put it to an end. And the video you just watched now is part of the things that are happening within the IPOB, where there is serious infighting. And as we're talking about the infighting, we are also looking at the insecurity happening side by side, the voice note, the calls, and lastly, you can see that those of us or any one of us in Southeast, wherever you are, that is condemning the activities of Simeon Ekpa should also try as much as possible to strike a balance as to what is the root cause. Where is he driving his inspiration? Where is he driving his force? Don't forget, in the time past, I'm not here to apportion blame, but we are here as a people to tell ourselves the truth, and the truth that will set us free. And that truth is that we have missed the track long time ago, since 2013. Write it down. October 2013. That is where and when the Biafran struggle within the IPOB missed the road. The road set down by the elders of the Supreme Council of Elders of Indigenous People of Biafra. Many people don't want to hear this truth. And this is what the elders have seen, that if we go on this path, that it is the path of destruction. Since 2013, and I have been speaking on it, I have been consistent about it. Even up to 2017, when I went for a reconciliation meeting, which Nnamdi Kanu himself demanded that I should meet him in Kuje prison. And I told him, and I have to repeat it here, this is not the first time I'm saying it here. I keep saying it, and let anyone, including Nnamdi Kanu, who is still alive, to deny this very statement. I can't lie against the living. We're not even talking about the dead. And then Nnamdi Kanu, I told him in Kuje that God has, in his infinite mercy, handed over the Southeast in your hand. 2017, inside Kuje prison. I am saying it publicly here because I am not in secrecy, or they will tell you, no, this thing is secret and all of that. No, we are not shredded in secrecy. We do our things openly. That doesn't mean that we don't have plans that we don't reveal to the general public on how to better Igbo land and by extension Biafra as a whole. Don't get it twisted. Igbo land is just a part in Biafra. So Igbo nation is a part in the whole of Biafra nationalities or nationalities within the Biafra territory. But that is for another day. What I'm talking about is where we derailed. When we would have gotten it right. The ultimate freedom we are seeking is for our people to be free in their homeland, to maximize their potential without being oppressed by external forces, without being subjugated by people who think that they are born to rule over us. And the truth is that we want to do that in such a way that we will consolidate and improve the lives of our people. But what we are getting today is the opposite. We are destroying the lives of our people. We are destroying what we have managed to build just since after the genocide war stopped in 1970. Although it had never stopped, it continued. So, before I continue in this analysis, let me take this call very quickly. He has been calling. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, good evening. This is Mr. Ben.
Mr. Ben, you're calling us from?
Yes, from Onitsha here.
Go ahead, Mr. Ben.
Mr. Who gave me your number, one of your members in the club.
Okay, you have to call us later because we are on a live broadcast right now. If you want to reach out to BVI Channel 1, you call us later. We are on a live broadcast. Thank you. Some people who they are not following and they want to make a call, that's a miss. But that is by the way. So what I'm saying in essence is that we as a people miss the track. And when I told Nnamdi Kanu that in Kuje prison that God has handed over the Southeast in your hand, take it. Hold on to the political power that navigates this struggle through the political path. Let Biafran enthusiasts, the Biafrans we can trust, the Biafrans who are part of the movement, who want to see our homeland walk again, who wants to put an end to the subjugation of our people, who understood the suffering of our people and encourage them through setting up a conducive environment, conducive atmosphere for them to maximize their potential. That is where our freedom will start from. We have a freedom of identity as a people so that people can recognize us as Biafrans. And that has been established. Nobody can take that away from you. And it is not a crime for you to be identified as a Biafran. I am a full-blooded Biafran and I'm living in Biafran land. And there is nothing any man can do about it. That is the truth. And I'm a Nigerian citizen. I'm a Nigerian by citizenship. These are two different things people don't yet understand. We are Biafrans by indigenous identity and Nigerians by citizenship. And you know citizenship, you can change your citizenship. You can today be a Nigerian and tomorrow you are an American or a British and the rest of them. But your indigenous identity, you cannot change it. It is what you are for life. And that is what we are talking about. Our identity as a people. And secondly, our identity as a territory. Before we now talk about the independence people are clamoring for to separate completely from Nigeria. That's a different thing. So first of all, when you get yourself as free to answer whom you are, free to answer your name, which is the freedom the slave people always want to get at all cost. The freedom of identity. Because when you become a slave, they will change your name. They give you another name. You are not free to answer your name. So that is the first freedom. The freedom of identity. Then we'll talk about our freedom within our geographical territory. And I tell our people the only way we can unlock the potential we have and be free to explore it is when we have people who understand the plight of our people and as well committed to it, to ensure that the Biafran territory you're talking about is being governed by Biafran enthusiasts. There is nothing wrong in Biafrans or a governor in Biafran land, establishing a customary government, which was already initiated through this movement. Indigenous people of Biafra, customary government. Just like the northern people have established Sharia government. And that Sharia government represents their indigenous identity. Our customary government, we have jettisoned it, we have thrown it to the trash, that it only attends to mere land dispute, marriage dissolving, and the rest of them. It has not been exalted to become an institution of its own. So these are part of the things we missed, which we would have been able to establish if only the movement was at the point it was mostly needed, navigated through the political struggle, so that we can be in control of our homeland. Then we'll talk about freedom, economic freedom, being able to control our resources, being able to harness our God-given resources, even within Nigeria, under a structured system, where every region, just as it were in the First Republic, where each region stood on their own. That is what we are asking for. And that is exactly what all Nigerians is asking for, which will ensure equity, fairness, and justice. And these are the three things, the three pillars of the Biafra identity or the Biafran ideology. Equity, fairness, and justice. When you remove these three, you are not talking about Biafra. But today in Biafran land, as we speak, these things are eluded. There is no justice. There is no fairness. And there is no equity. And the worst of it all is we are the ones inflicting it upon ourselves. In the name of agitation, in the name of the same Biafra. Does it make sense? So when we are looking at the problem, we look at the solution. And the solution is very simple. For us to go back to the drawing board, for us to go back to the template that was laid down by our ancestors that have gone before us. The Council of Elders, today they are not here, but I speak for them. When you hear me say, I'm the voice of our ancestors, don't get it twisted. We are not joking. I have a commitment to hold on to this message until our people make a reverse. Listen to this truth so that we can be free. You can only get it from this platform. You cannot get it anywhere. People may not like to share it. People may not like to listen to this truth. People may like to hear that they will sleep in Nigeria today and wake up in Biafra tomorrow morning. It doesn't work that way. It is a process. And we have to follow through the process. It is not about shouting, lamenting, and doing videos on the social media and posting. To the Igbo, there is no longer fairness, equity, and justice. Many of the people that ignited this fire cannot come down to Igbo land. Today, as I speak, many of them are in diaspora. I will keep saying it, whether they like to hear it or not. We are here doing everything possible to ensure we have a workable society we call our homeland, where we have industries, where our commerce and industries will be at top notch, where we have our young people gainfully employed because of numerous industries springing up everywhere, where we'll have our economy vibrant, where we'll have our homeland being able to feed ourselves. We cannot even cultivate what we eat. And all the efforts we are putting through our platforms and some other platforms like ADF, GGM, and the rest of them, trying to revive an Igbo, is being truncated and destroyed every day by the same activities of these people who claim they are fighting for our freedom. That is the truth. Until we make a reverse, there is no hope for us. And an Igbo is heading for a doom. I'm not a prophet of doom, but I'm telling you the truth. This is coming from our ancestors because they've seen it long time ago. I'm committed to this truth, even if it leads to my death. I'm committed to this truth, even if it means standing alone. I think I've delivered this message. You can help me share it. We can only take 1 or 2 calls if we do have the chance. I believe many of you who have listened have been able to get this message. You can see me. I'm sweating. We are running on the generator and we don't have what it takes, the bigger gen, to make sure that we have our air conditioning working. So you can see me. I'm sweating already. So we wouldn't take too long so that we'll get going and continue this program much more, because this is more important than anything that is happening in Nigeria today or in Igbo land particularly. It is much more important than the 2023 election, because it is the living that fights for freedom. It is the living that enjoys good governance. And I am the advocate for good governance. And I want my people to be alive to witness a better society we call our homeland. So this is where I'm wrapping it up. I thank you all for listening to this short broadcast. It is live. I would have loved to take more of your calls because long calls normally comes towards the end of the program, but I may not be able to take your calls today. But I want you all to ponder through this. Through the comment section, I'll be there to take your questions and also to continue this interactive section. And if we go through this festive season, we'll continue preaching it so that our people will actually have the opportunity to live a better life. I'm Asuchiro Peters. I am the Archbishop, Good Governance Ministry, and the publisher, BVI Channel 1, standing in the gap, saying the truth the way it is. I'm signing out now. I will admonish you, those of you who have not subscribed on our channel, please do subscribe on our YouTube channel, BVI Channel 1. We also have BVI Channel 1 Plus, where we'll drop contents that are raw, unedited. As it happens, we push it out so that you stay informed. Just right before I even talk about the video, you should see it there on BVI Channel 1 Plus. So make sure you subscribe there. And as well, we're coming up with so many other programs that will help you to shaping your activities or your informative inclination, where you want to get your information. Will continue to use this medium and programs to sensitize you. That is where I am signing out. I'm saying may God bless you all. Stay safe at all time. God bless you. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing, and BVI Channel 1 will not disappoint you in any way. May God bless you. Until I come your way next time, I still remain Asuchiro Peters, saying, stay safe at all time. Bye-bye. Compliment of the season.